Here we go with our part now that Mandy's here again. It's another episode, and today we're talking about relationships. Man, would you like to say hello?
Hello there.
All right. Why are we talking about relationships? Because that's one of the things that people actually ask me questions about.
Oh, a lot of people ask me, well, sadly, one of the first questions everyone at work asks me is, are you single?
Oh, I didn't ask you that.
I know you didn't, but a lot of other people at work, like, everyone wants to date the stripper until they're dating the stripper.
Oh, see, you know what? Here's a funny story. I had a girl break up with me because I wasn't jealous.
What?
Yeah, okay, no, here's the thing. No. So we met at the strip club, and I knew what guys would come in and, spend money. So I was like, hey, man, go get Jeff. I can't remember the guy's fucking name. Because that guy comes in, and he'll get like 3 or 4 girls, and they get $500 a piece. You can make this is what he likes. Go get that motherfucker. Go get that money. Well, she was watching me at the bar talking to my friend who was bartending because that's what I came to see. I was like, I thought you weren't working. I told her, I was like, I thought you were working this morning. She's like, I couldn't make it this morning. I'm working tonight, which is why she didn't know Jeff or this guy that showed up. And I was talking to my buddy Lee, and she was mad that I didn't turn around. I wasn't checking, seeing if she was doing anything. And I was like, why? I go, I know what you do for a living. You know I'm a DJ at this particular fucking strip club, so why the fuck am I going to be upset? I'm literally pushing you towards money. No. That apparently was too fucking far. Trying to get her a regular that would give her like $500 every fucking visit in lap dances was apparently too fucking... I was pimping her out.
Oh, wow.
And she could not get over the fact that I wasn't fucking jealous. I go, why am I going to be jealous? I go, why am I going to be jealous? He comes here, he doesn't fuck anybody, he doesn't whip his dick out, he doesn't try to finger you, he's married for Christ's sake, and if you wear like too much perfume, he can't have you on him. So, I'm like, all the trashy bitches aren't going to go for him because he doesn't do any of that stuff, because they all reek the perfume. I'm like, you don't. You fit all his criteria. I go, you got a nice butt, big tits, and you don't stink of perfume. Go get the money. No, she got mad that I wasn't jealous.
That's insane, because I feel like most of the girls, like, their wet dream is having a guy that'll actually care about them and isn't jealous about their work. I don't know, that's what I'm waiting for, at least.
Yeah, that's what they said. It's bullshit, all right? That is bullshit. Like, literally, I have met every type of girl under the sun. I have dated girls who were swingers. I have dated girls that were like, oh my god, you're the first guy that didn't try to fuck me on the first date. I go, no, I didn't, because I work at a strip club, and God forbid, I want to make sure that if I fuck you, it's not going to be wham bam, thank you, man, because I'm going to see you again. That's the funniest part. I'd be like, yes, I'm not going to just try to fuck you and leave you because I met you at work. How am I supposed to leave you if I'm going to see you at work tomorrow? You know what I mean? That's how I was like, it's what I couldn't get across to some people. I'm like, dude, they're like, oh, fuck him and leave him. I'm like, how? I met him at work. If I'm going to be at work tomorrow, they might be at work tomorrow. So me leaving in the middle of the night might look a little bad. So excuse me if I just can't fucking fuck and ditch. Like the ding dong ditch. You can't do that shit.
Well, then that also, and I think it's pretty respectful of you not to try and fuck on the first date. Gives them some time and some...
Okay, mind you, if I was in my 20s, that would be a different issue. I was a piece of shit in my 20s. No, I'm not gonna lie. I would... Okay, see, you know me now, and you know me as a respectful guy.
Yeah.
And I've never tried to do anything funny. You've never heard anybody say that I've done anything funny, right?
No.
Yeah. See, when my 20s, my early 20s, I was a beast. Okay? See, you're laughing because you don't see it. Imagine at 1:50 in the morning, you were at a bar by yourself. Okay? I would walk up to you and be like, hey, baby, it's 1:50. Let's pay out a tab. I got a fully stocked bar in my house. Let's go there, drink, see if magic happens. And if you said, hey, go fuck yourself, I would literally turn around to the girl that was sitting at the other seat and say, hey, baby, it's 1:51. Let's pay out our tabs. I got a fully stocked bar in my house. Let's go drink and see if something would happen. And I did that so much, mind you, that was a numbers game, that it was literally, I would get a girl to come home with me 3 to 5 nights a week.
Wow.
Yeah, but you see, my friends would be like, "Oh, it's a great number." I said, "You have to realize how many girls I had to ask before I got there." I would start at 1:00 in the morning, and that's how fucking many I had to go through to get before I got a yes.
Oh shit.
Okay, I was a piece of shit. Imagine there was a club called Exoticas. You couldn't leave after a certain time because security had to walk you to your door, walk through your car. And I would come down. I'd be like, "All right, who needs a ride home?" Some of the girls put their hands up. I was like, "Yeah, but when we get there, we're fucking." And like one or two would still have their hand in the air. I'm like, "All right, I fucked you last time. I didn't fuck you. Let's do this." My friends knew I was a big whore. Yeah, so you know me now, but
I know you now, and like it's just really I can't imagine that. Like
yeah, you know what? I actually remember the day. Well, I kind of remember the day I stopped. I woke up. I had no fucking clue who the girl was next to me, and this is no seriously. This is the moment I decided to change my life. I tapped her on the shoulder, waking up, and I said, "I don't mean to be mean, but what's your name?" After she hit me, I was like, you know what? I need to think about this shit because I can't keep doing this kind of crap. Because, yeah, she hit me in the face and took it in strides. Huh?
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, she hit me in the face. I took her home, offered her to buy breakfast. Surprisingly, she didn't want to eat with me, but I took her home. Now, I've talked about some of my experiences. So, what have been your experiences trying to date as a stripper?
Oh, shit. Like, that's where, like, the whole, like, fucking on the first date one kind of stood out to me, because my line of work, if I do happen to tell someone that I'm, like, kind of interested in, that I do that, for some reason, every single one just assumes that stripper equals promiscuous, and that
stripper means hooker. I didn't want about that.
Oh, man. Like, it's a really sad stereotype. Like, the moment I tell them what I do for work, everyone thinks, like, so you'll put out then? It's just like, no.
You know what? Okay. Do you know what the stripper... I'm sorry. You know what the blowjob tug of war is?
What?
The blowjob tug of war?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, I forget. You're still kind of new. That's where a guy puts his hand on the back of a girl's head and he's like, go down there and suck my dick. Oh, yeah, the blowjob tug of war.
I understand the concept, just never heard it referred to that way, but that makes sense.
So it's called the blowjob tug of war. Not even my fucking friend. Literally, it was something I heard years ago. Just like... Oh, you know what? Speaking of creepy fucks, have you ever heard of something called the cuddle rapist? Not my phrase. Swear to God.
I was going to say you probably get another phrase. I'm just not associating with what I already know in my head.
Those guys that hug you and for any little thing. Oh my God, you cut your hair. Oh, just give you hugs. You got off stage. Oh my God, you got off stage. Those creepy motherfuckers that cannot, for the life of you, stop hugging you and cuddling with you every motherfucking second. And I remember the day I heard it for the first time. There was a guy, oh my God, I'm trying to remember his fucking name. He looked like an 8th grade English teacher that wanted to be a girls' volleyball coach. Okay, that's the best way to explain it. That's how creepy he looked. Like, he taught English or math, but he wanted to be a volleyball coach. You know? And that's how he looked. And he would hug girls on anything. And there was this girl named Erica. Hot woman. Hot. He was here in Austin after I already been reformed. She's topless. And she's taking her fucking G-string off. She's got a period. I'm watching her change the tampon in. And I'm like, hey, so-and-so's here. She's like, fuck. The cuddle rapist. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, haven't you seen he will not stop hugging girls? So you could tell him that your fucking dog died, or you got a fucking driver's license, or you know what, you clipped your fucking toenails, and he'll give you a fucking hug that lasts way longer than it fucking should. You know, you gotta do with those guys, and then like the dating world is a little hard.
I'm stealing the term cuddle rapist, by the way.
Yeah,
totally stealing it.
It's not even mine. Strippers said that, and I've been using it ever since. Like that's how
it's fitting for a few people. I know.
Yeah. I know. It's a great title, and you know, I'm sorry, it's a great
title
label.
For a sad reality.
It's a great label for some shitty people. Yeah, it's a great label for some shitty people. But you know, you deal with those guys when you try to date people, and it does make it difficult, right?
There's those, yeah. There's the other extreme where rather than expecting me to be just promiscuous, they assume that I'm promiscuous and then just like start like poking me with like a 10-foot pole instead. They just want to be nowhere near me and just...
Then what's the point of dating you if they're going to poke you with a pole? That's not their own. Okay.
That phrasing really just came back around to bite me in the ass.
Yeah, I know. That's why I added that part. Yeah.
It's like I feel like some people, like, while interested, are also just gonna be very skeptical of you and like almost like assume that you're like up to like no good, or again like doing like promiscuous things, even though it's like, no, I'm interested in you and I'm wanting to be with you and I need you to have a level of trust in me every time I go to work.
This is something I've said for years. I said, depending on the club, on average, 10 to 50% of strippers will fuck you for money. On average. We're talking every club, every single shift put together, 10 to 15% of the girls will fuck you for money. The remaining 90 to 85%, though, it's a job, it's a choice. For some women, it's a career to make a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. It's not open season on their vagina. It's just a job, right?
Exactly.
And it makes it hard for some women and guys who work at strip clubs, who are DJs, mind you, because honestly, women hear DJ at a strip club and they think you're on drugs, you fuck anything that walks, in my early 20s. You're an alcoholic, early 20s again. And you're a piece of shit, early 20s. But, you get older and you grow out of that shit, and it's hard. I can understand how hard it is for y'all. Because it's hard for me. I always tell this story. When people ask me, oh, how is it hard to get laid? I said, no, it's not hard to get laid. It's hard to find a good woman. Because I met the girl of my dreams on 6th Street. One fucking year. And I'll tell you the story because you've never heard it. The Halloween story?
No, I haven't heard it.
So, I always say this to people about how hard it is for strip club people to date outside the strip club. So, I'm not going to tell you what I was wearing. That's going to come later because I need to explain. So, this woman came in, and she was dressed as a fairy. But she had blood everywhere. And she had an axe. And I get it. Not tooth fairy, murder fairy. She's like, yes. She looked at me and she's all like, oh, I get it. You're a white serial killer. I was wearing white. Everything was fucking white. Because I was a white serial killer. I had the Jason mask on. But I had all white outfit. I didn't wear the overalls like he did. I wore all white. So I was a white serial killer. She guessed it. Nobody else guessed it. They're all like, oh, you're Halloween, you're Jason. And I'm like, no, I'm a white serial killer. She guessed it. So we were there for an hour at this bar on Halloween on 6th Street. Next thing you know, we're holding hands, we're fucking cuddling, we're kissing. It's like a fucking dream come true. We're walking out of this bar, having only met for an hour, walking hand in hand. And then these fucking 4 she cows, and I'll call them that because they were cunts. They ruined this because they came up, I can't remember what they were wearing. To me, they were just like sluts. Anyway, and I say that because they were cunts. Anyway, so I get introduced to all these girls. The first thing one of these lovely ladies says is, what do you do for a living? Now, I've learned not to fucking lie about my job, because if I'm a strip club DJ, I can't lie about it. Because if you say you're a DJ, where are you DJing at? We'll come and dance there. You can't come dance there unless you're getting naked. You can't fucking lie. Mm-hmm. I work at a club. Which club? We'll come by see you. I work at a bar. Which bar? We'll come by. When do they have grand drinks? It's nothing you say is going to keep them from learning that you're a strip club DJ. So I learned early on, be honest, because you can't front. You have to be honest. So I looked at this girl, whose name I can't remember, but I can still remember her fucking face. To this fucking day, if I ever see her face, I'll be like, I know you, I met you, your she cows kept us from fucking dating. And no, I told her, look, I don't drink a lot of work, I don't fuck the girls, I show up on time, and I leave when I'm supposed to. I don't do anything bad. I gave her my number, I said, please call me. I'm a circle DJ, but it would be so fucking magical. And I could see her face going, okay, I'm gonna get this motherfucker shot. But then these she bitches were like, like,
God forbid he works at a strip club.
Like if I suddenly whipped my dick out and started jacking it off in front of their mother at fucking church. That's how they fucking looked at me. And I was like, please call me. I said, this is a magical night. Don't let it fucking die. And obviously, because I'm single, don't let the paintings on the walls fool you. I am still single. She never called me because of those bitches. Oh. And yeah, it was hard. It was hard. But, I knew it was coming, and I learned to deal with it. Like, I've got so many stories about relationships. It's not even funny. All right, so let me ask you, what is one relationship in particular when you started DJing that stands out when you start stripping, that stands out above all the rest? Whether it was tenfold pull or promiscuous. There's always one that stands out.
Actually, I would have to say the person that I'm, like, kind of starting to see right now. It actually stands out to me because I've been absolutely fucking mind blown by the fact that he hasn't just automatically assumed that I'm promiscuous. Mm-hmm. He doesn't try and keep, like, a weird body bubble of, like, distance between us because of it. And if anything, he's actually interested in what I do for work. Like, I get home from work and he's actually asking questions and gives a crap. That is, like, fucking mind-blowing.
Like, you had a good day. Oh, you had a bad day. What happened?
Well, he's also just interested in just, like, the mechanics of what my work entails, too. Like, he's actually trying to educate himself rather than just chalking me up to the same stereotypes that other people have.
Okay, that's actually interesting, because you didn't tell me that. You just told me he was an interesting guy who was different from other people, and I didn't hear that part. You didn't tell me that part. Yeah, you know what? I'll give it to any guy that wants to learn, because I've dated every type of woman under the sun. And it's hard when you find somebody who actually likes what you're doing and has interest in what you're doing, so it's very rare. So I can understand how that stands out.
Yeah, definitely standing out. I think he's a keeper.
All right, well, okay. Oh, sorry. We said a good one. That's a good one. But what about a bad one that stands out to you?
There's been a few first dates where, it's just like, again, like how you always just get it right out of the get-go, that you're just like, I work at a strip club. Like, you just blurt it out, just get it out of the way. Mm-hmm. I do the same thing because I've also found the same thing to be the case. If I don't say it after a while, then people think that I was, like, withholding information or find some way to twist it. And yeah, I think there's been probably about, like, 5 first dates that I've been on, and then the moment they hear I'm a stripper, they're just like, so you're a prostitute? It's like, no. Stripper does not equal prostitute. And then it's just like, and then also, it's the expectation that it's just like, so can we go back to my place and fuck? And it's just like, I just met you. Like,
oh my God. See that? Please check out Texas Strip Club Uncensored. Stripper does not mean hooker podcast, and literally spend 10 minutes talking about how stripper does not mean hooker.
It's a very good subject, and sadly I have to explain it to way too many people.
No, I get it. You know how many times I've met idiots that were suddenly like, oh, you work at a titty bar? Who sucks dick? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. She'll find you, okay? She will find you, okay?
The ones that are willing to do that, which, again, I'm not judging. Sex work is work, and you make your fucking money, but...
No, I put that down. There are several girls... we can talk about the millionaire stripper in a while. Some of the girls. There was a friend who did it best. She was bartending, and there was this girl talking about how she sucked a dick for $500, and the bartender was like, "You dumb bitch! Like, really? $500 only?" And then we all started talking about how much we would get it up for, and guys were like, well, for guys, how much to let a guy fuck you, and then how much to fuck an old lady into the dirt and get her inheritance. It's like, we're all talking about that, so we all knew our prices for a guy. And despite what some guys might say, I know my fucking price. $500,000, I'd take a fucking dick in the ass. Okay, I could cry to my fucking retirement fund and my brand new house.
Wipe my tears and my money.
Yeah. I can wipe my tears as I swim in my brand new pool at home. Yeah, okay. And if old lady had fucking $1 million to leave me after taxes, give me fucking a couple Cialis and I will put that bitch into the dirt. Okay.
Oh my God.
I will make her fucking come until her fucking heart bursts. Okay. Everybody has a price. But realistically, if you're a guy, you're not going to get that price. But my friend Mia, who was bartending, was like, "Oh, $1 million." And you know, we were all talking, and we're like, "Well, how much for you?" She's like, $1 million. And the stripper's like, "Oh, you bitch, you do have a price." She's like, "Bitch, there's a difference. You have shift change. You got money for your shift. It doesn't change your life. I'm talking about life-changing money. There's a difference. You're getting money to buy a purse. I would fuck for money to change my life." And I go, "There's a difference. I mean, you know, there was a girl, I'm trying to remember her name, who once told me that if I had $22,000 something, I could fuck the shit out of her for a week." And I was like, "Why that exact amount?" She's like, "That's how much I need left to pay for school." And yeah, that's seriously. She gave me she's like, "Yeah, if you get that much, I will let you fuck me and fuck what my boyfriend says because I want to pay for school and be done with stripping." And I was like,
"School's expensive, man."
Yeah, and you saw me shit. Yeah, expensive. Yeah, I have met women that have fucked for houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, literally, there was a guy. I'm trying to remember. He was a retired dentist. And he was after this one waitress. This is back in South Texas. Always hit on her. Nobody ever got this chick. She's like, "I'm not interested. I'm working all the time." She worked at the strip club and she worked at another strip club because she was trying to get a house for her and her mom. They came from Mexico. They didn't have shit. And what she wanted, her American dream, was to buy a house. And not just buy a house, like literally pay that motherfucker off. And where we're from, from where I'm from, down in South Texas, you can get a 3-bedroom house for $110,000. 2 acres of land. In Austin, that's like what, fucking $500,000, $1 million, depending on what day of the week it is. Yeah. So there was a guy that was literally like, "Okay, you know, what do you want?" Fucking the number kept going up and up and up. So she tells him, she's like, "Well, for the house," she's like, I'll fuck you till your hip breaks." And this guy kept going up and up because, I mean, he knew nobody fucked him. She didn't date anybody. Nobody slept with her. God knows everybody fucking tried. And then one day she's like, "Guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" "I'm inviting you to the housewarming party." I was like, "Fuck, you get a..." I was like, "Don't tell me the dentist." She's like, "Yep." She's like, "Yeah, well, after 3 fucking years, he gave in." He tried for a long time. I mean, that's not like an overnight thing or
like
even
3
a weekly
years?
thing. It took him fucking 3 years before he finally gave in. Yeah, and it wasn't in the like the expensive part of town, but she had a house in a nice neighborhood. Oh hell, I came here my first year here. I met a buddy at Palazzo named Tony, and he was DJing, and this guy was trying to fuck this dancer, and she's like, "Oh, I want this Italian style motorcycle and this fucking colors," and she's like, "And you know what? They don't bring them to the U.S. You're gonna have to special ship this bitch, and it's $10,000 to get it here." Well, a couple months later, I saw her pull up to that front of that Palazzo strip club with a brand new fancy looking motorcycle in Italian colors. Literally the colors of the Italian flag.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, "Where'd you get that bike?" She's like, "It came from Italy, just for me."
No.
Yeah, so while we're struggling for relationships, yeah, sometimes these women, yeah, they do that for money.
I mean, yeah, you got your hustle.
Yeah. But I mean, I understand what you're saying about so guys just wanting to fuck. I see it all the time. You know, it's that's the worst part of my job is idiots yelling at me that I'm apparently not trying to share the hose because I won't tell them go fuck for $1. And I was like, dude, just go fucking ass. They'll find you. But,
oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. My dating life has been so bad. So I get it. Yeah.
That's another thing too that just I don't know why that reminds me of that. Like just dating being hard. That's like the beginning stages too. Like say it does go far enough that like you are dating. Everyone wants to date the stripper until they're dating the stripper. I can't tell you the number of friends that I have at the club that maybe start seeing someone and then once they've been seeing someone, the boyfriend starts to get jealous or they start getting like all like angry and butthurt over like the regulars that you see, or
Well, maybe it's because my dad was a piece of shit, and my dad broke up several marriages, and he's been married, and he broke up his own marriages, mind you. I just learned from my father. I go, somebody's worth cheating on, they're not worth being on. So if somebody cheated on me, I'd be like, oh, well, thank you for telling me that you weren't worth the shit. You know, but it hurts. It does hurt. It sucks, but it does. But you know, it's a casualty of war when you're a stripper and you're a DJ at a strip club. I mean, you do the job for money. It's just some of the casualties, you know, like bartenders having to deal with guys wanting to fight because they won't serve them one more shot, you know, or being a fucking waiter and then having that one bitch get mad because she thinks her fork isn't clean enough. I literally saw that recently. You know, there's always hazards to a job, but ours involve our personal lives also, and it sucks. God fucking honest, it sucks. The worst part of the fucking job.
Occupational hazards are definitely way different than when I used to be a welder, that's for sure.
What, you set your arm on fire?
That used to be about it.
Yeah. Now you got guys that try to break your heart after they try to get in your asshole.
That's wow.
You know,
one way of putting it.
Yeah.
But
you know that's pretty accurate. Some guys suddenly start getting really kinky about relationships.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap this one up. This has gone pretty farther than I thought.
I feel like the end just kind of like took like a left turn there.
Well, you know what? These aren't scripted. We talked about it. It was like the worst ones I ever did were scripted. And I find it's just a lot better. People like it better. The ones that are best. Well, this is Mandi saying goodbye, and I will say goodbye as well. Guys, all relative information, including her Instagram, OnlyFans, and the strip club she works at, will be provided in a short message after this, when it's just me talking about myself, crying into my pillow. All right, we'll see y'all later. Want to say goodbye before we go?
Adios.